barreling ahead as they're closing in on the 9. It's going to go up, block the top of the racetrack. Big crash.
Denny Hamlin involved.
Big
Like
crash.
Noah Gragson off. You know, we got this in-season challenge going on.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot to race for tonight.
Denny Hamlin dropped a bombshell that has the NASCAR world going absolutely crazy. Last Saturday at EchoPark Speedway, things got really messy on lap 69. What started as normal racing turned into one of the worst wrecks we've seen all year, with 23 cars getting torn up. It all started when Hamlin bumped into John Hunter Nemechek, which sent Nemechek's car spinning into the wall. Once that happened, it was like dominoes falling. Cars started crashing everywhere because they were all packed together with nowhere to go. Half the field got caught up in this mess. 9 cars were so beat up they couldn't even continue racing. There were so many damaged cars that the tow trucks couldn't even get them all cleared quickly. Here's where it gets really interesting. Instead of being upset about causing the wreck and ruining his own race, Hamlin went on his podcast and said something nobody expected. That wreck was the best thing that happened to that race. There's no question about it whatsoever. The boldness of this claim immediately sparked controversy. Hamlin wasn't just defending the wreck, he was actively praising it as beneficial to the racing product. His reasoning was equally shocking. What it did was it created space between the cars. We're not log-jammed 2x2x2x2x2. There was space. He kept going his controversial analysis. There was only 15 cars, maybe, that were not damaged. If you look, all the passing that was done at the end of that race, it was created through space of the cars. And that's what we used to have on super speedways, is space to work. Atlanta cleared out the field to create the space to create great racing. The really surprising part? Hamlin actually admitted he might have caused the whole thing. He broke down exactly what happened. I want to be fair and honest on this podcast, and I'm looking at it, and I thought at the very beginning, I was like, what the hell? Somebody in front of me zigged and zagged. He explained the whole situation. Spotter tells me they're locked on in front. That tells me I'm able to continue to push. Everything's kinda good to go, and yeah, I was the end of the snake tail that lost control. But it looked like I knocked the 42nd John Hunter Nemechek kind of out of control. Then he said, maybe it's on me. You don't hear drivers say that very often. Usually they blame someone else or call it a racing incident, but Hamlin straight up said he might have caused it and then praised the results. This wreck completely messed up the new in-season challenge tournament. Hamlin was the top seed going for the $1 million prize, but the crash got him eliminated by Ty Dillon, who was the 32nd seed. That's like a 16 seed, beating a 1 seed in March Madness. Chase Briscoe, the 2nd seed, also got knocked out by Noah Gragson, the 31st seed. These were huge upsets that proved one bad moment could destroy anyone's chances, no matter how good they were. While Hamlin was praising the wreck, other drivers who got caught up in it were pretty angry. Corey LaJoie was really critical. We see people pushing like dummies early, and then I just come in here and get pushed into it. I don't know what we're doing. We just started the 2nd stage. I don't know why we're pushing like we're damn bumper cars at Frankie's Fun Park. Chase Briscoe was frustrated because NASCAR wouldn't let him back in the race. Like, yeah, I don't know how bad our damage was. They were fixing it, and we were about ready to go. And I guess NASCAR came over there and saw that our chassis was broke or bent or something, and were like, you can't go back out. NASCAR fans had very different opinions about Hamlin's comments. Some people agreed with him that the carnage made the racing better. Half the garage is in the garage. Gotta love these gimmicks, one fan said, but others thought it was terrible. Do people in this sport even know how to drive? And this is so embarrassing were some of the harsh comments. It really shows how divided people are about what makes good racing. Hamlin's comments have started a huge argument about NASCAR racing. He's basically saying that big wrecks can make races better by spreading out the cars. While nobody wants drivers to get hurt, his point about having space to race makes sense to some old school fans. The problem with modern superspeedway racing is that cars get bunched up so tight that big crashes are almost guaranteed. Hamlin noticed that after the wreck cleared out the field, there was more space to work with, which is how racing used to be. Even though Hamlin said the wreck was good for racing, he also wished it hadn't happened. Wish we had it all do all over again and we just got track position because we had pitted before that caution. I thought that my car was coming to me, so he's got mixed feelings. He thinks the wreck made the race better, but he also regrets causing it and losing his chance to win. Hamlin's wild comments about the Atlanta wreck have created one of the biggest controversies of the year. He's willing to take blame for causing a massive crash while also saying it was the best thing that could have happened. That's a pretty unique take that has people questioning everything about modern NASCAR. Whether you agree with him or not, you have to respect that Hamlin always says what he really thinks, even when it gets him in trouble. This time, though, the reaction has been pretty intense. Denny's shocking take has NASCAR completely divided. Do you think he's right that Rex can improve racing, or is this just making excuses? Hit that subscribe button and drop your thoughts in the comments.
With everything that's going on with NASCAR today, with this announcement that they're trying to get the courts to, and they're trying to drag them in there. They want their financial records. They want their data. They're personal, private, business matters.
The legal drama surrounding Michael Jordan's 2311 Racing and Front Row Motorsports just took another stunning turn that nobody saw coming. After suffering a devastating court setback this week, both teams have finally broken their silence with a response that's sending shockwaves through the entire NASCAR community. What they're saying about this latest ruling will blow your mind, and it could completely change the trajectory of the most explosive legal battle in NASCAR history. The ripple effects of this confrontation are already being felt throughout the paddock, with industry insiders whispering about potential alliances and backroom negotiations that could reshape the sport's power structure. This bombshell development comes after U.S. District Judge Kenneth Bell delivered what many are calling a crushing blow to the team's legal strategy. The judge not only allowed NASCAR's countersuit to proceed, but also ordered 12 NASCAR teams to hand over 11 years of sensitive financial data to the stock car series. This ruling represents a massive victory for NASCAR and a significant setback for Jordan and Denny Hamlin's racing organization. The financial disclosure order is particularly damaging because it forces teams to reveal their most closely guarded secrets. Judge Bell specifically ordered that each of the non-party racing teams must separately provide to the chosen accountant its annual top-line financial data, total revenue, total costs, and net profits losses on an anonymized average per-car basis for each year dating back to 2014. Sponsorship income must be included by the teams as part of total revenue. For an industry where financial information is treated like state secrets, this represents an unprecedented level of transparency that could fundamentally alter the competitive landscape. The psychological impact alone cannot be understated. Teams that have operated in secrecy for decades now face having their business vulnerabilities exposed to their biggest competitor. What makes this ruling even more significant is that it affects 12 of the 15 overall race teams, not just the 2 teams involved in the lawsuit. This means that virtually every major NASCAR organization will now have their financial records scrutinized as part of this legal battle. The implications are staggering.